First of all, huge fan of Dylan and Metaplanet, huge fan of Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. I think for us, we agree with their thesis, their playbook, and what they've pioneered. On top of that, we think that there's a really interesting story unraveling in macroeconomics right now. There's monetary regime change. This is a bipartisan effort in the United States to really question, in my opinion, how valuable the world reserve currency as the dollar is to us. Some of the cons and the burdens that implies on the country are inability to manufacture stuff. We're hollowing out the middle class, the wealth gap it's creating. There's artificial strength in the dollar. There's artificial strength in dollar assets, like American exceptionalism. There's a good argument to be made that that's been funded by the trade surplus of foreign countries. And so the fact that the fixed income market, the equities market, capital is rotating and trying to find real returns. Capital is rotating and trying to find a strong balance sheet. To answer your question, is there enough Bitcoin for everyone? Well, no, right? That's the point, is that for everything else in life, with more demand, there's more supply. With Bitcoin, you can't make any more, so then more supply comes from within the market. It comes from get a higher price. Oh, you want more Bitcoin? Well, you got to go get it at $200,000 per Bitcoin. There's none left at $110,000 per Bitcoin. And so that's what's fascinating. And for 21, again, upon approval, we intend to be the third largest Bitcoin treasury in the world. We already own or intend to, at closing, over 42,000 coins. And so this is part of that big enough to win, small enough to grow. We feel like we can carry an institutional appetite because of myself, Tether, SoftBank, the size of our balance sheet, the size of our partners, access to the capital markets. And then where we feel like we're different is, again, we're technologists that have built very successful products in Bitcoin. We've said in our public filing, we're very interested in the lending market, in the credit market. We think that if we own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 class to the capital markets. Now, some people might not find that valuable. We think it's a very appetizing opportunity. So first of all, that's our philosophical agenda. That's who we are culturally. Beyond that, Bitcoin is open source software. It is neutral money. That is a lot of the appeal. And so it is there for anyone to buy it. I find it hypocritical for a Bitcoiner to say, I don't like that Larry Fink can buy it. Kick him out. Like, well, who elected you, Mr. Mayor of Bitcoin? That's not how it works on purpose. And so Bitcoin's for all. Listen, $900 trillion roundabout is the worth of stuff that humans own. Equities, currencies, sovereign debt, real estate, art, metals, collectibles, 900 trillion. About half of that we've monetized. So you own the art, not to put it on your wall and consume so that your toddler can throw spaghetti on it and ruin your fancy Van Gogh piece, but you're owning it because you're trying to store their savings in a 401k. Well, how about making sure that there's some Bitcoin exposure in there? Is that a good, noble deed to do? I think so. And who are you to say that they're not allowed to? So anyway, that's my opinion on that. I think Wall Street has access to Bitcoin, just like the guy I met at the meetups 13 years ago.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the only difference is you either have the Bitcoin and have control of the keys, or you have exposure to the Bitcoin and then not quite the same thing. How do you view that?
Listen, Bitcoin enables you to self-sovereignly use it in a way that trusts nobody. If you want that, I fundamentally believe that in order for society to restore any sense of harmony, it rests on the idea of personal Bitcoin ourselves over the years, right? And so again, we want to do Bitcoin the right way in our financial services, in our businesses, in our public filings, in the capital markets. We think that there's an opportunity to meet the market with the correct trade-offs and offer something appealing that, some people won't like, but we think a lot of people will.
You've been in Bitcoin a long time now. We've seen the evolution of this conference. The last 2 years, open arms to politicians, being around for as long as you have. What do you think of the politicization of Bitcoin in general?
Well, I think it's a misunderstood narrative to think that Bitcoin is for, the right or the red or Republicans. It's Bitcoin. If I owned Bitcoin because I thought Trump was going to tweet something, I'd be poor. I mean, right? Bitcoin is apolitical in that sense. It's been successful no matter who's been in office, no matter what anyone said about it. So to be clear, that's obviously not true. But what I think is the really overwhelming, powerful movement is that Bitcoin doesn't need you. You need Bitcoin. That's at the individual level, the family level, corporate level, the country level. It's the same message I gave El Salvador. Was listen, guys, you're not going to be the main character.
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and enabling post notifications for more content on crypto and digital assets. Check out our other videos and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps with the YouTube algorithm and keeps the content coming. Thanks for your support. Enjoy the video.